Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Manchester United Arsenal show. Man United podcast meets the Gunner Talk from the Arsenal podcast. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United or Arsenal related. Big game for Arsenal this weekend coming up, traveling to Liverpool. Manchester United looking to build on their point at Anfield when they travel to West Ham. Of course, joined by my regular co-host on the show, gonna talk from the Arsenal podcast representative, Arsenal representative. TJ is in the building. Yes, TJ, what are you telling me? You good?
Oh, dude, I'm good. I'm excited. I'm excited for this weekend. You know, people say, "Oh, TJ, you should be nervous." I'm oddly not nervous. Let's get
Ooh,
into it, man. Let's get into it.
right, you not
Dude, I'm
nervous?
excited. I'm
Okay.
a little confident. The guy that we have in the back might not be as confident as I am, but let's get him in here and start going. Big up,
Yeah.
Flawless. Big up everybody in the chat. Let's get going.
Facts, we are going to. And before we continue, special guest making his debut on the channel. You see him all the time on TJ's channel. You know what I'm saying? It's TJ's Cody. So it's only right when you bring your peoples, when you bring your peoples with you. So if you're, you know what I'm saying, because he's cool with TJ, he's cool with me. And TJ was like, yeah, let's bring him on. I was like, yeah, we definitely gonna make it happen. So very much looking forward to seeing what he has to say. And if he echoes the sentiments of TJ, we will get into that. Welcome to the show, making his Sarcasm City TV debut. My light Dal is in the building. Yes, Dal, what are you telling me? You good?
What's up, bro? Yeah, thank you for the invite. Great to see everyone. See everybody in the chat. A lot of familiar names. And I'm a little more 50-50 on this match coming up than our pal TJ is for sure. Past history has a lot to do with it, but we'll dive into that. But again, thanks for having me on the show, Flawless. Good to see you, TJ. Happy Thursday, everyone. Or I don't know what time it is. Oh, it's almost Friday. Big up
But it's
Friday.
Friday. It's technically, yeah,
Friday
it's
morning,
technically
Right
Friday over
now.
here. But yeah,
everyone.
the same. It applies. Happy Thursday, happy Friday,
Yeah.
happy holidays to everyone as well. Make sure you subscribe to TJ's channel. I'm gonna add the link in the title in a second, but the link's underneath in the description anyway. And these two are they're part of the American Idiot Show. So make sure you check that out, people. Great show. I've been honored enough to been on there a couple times. That's on
Yes.
TJ's channel. So make sure you check it out. Big up to everyone in the chat as well. Let's see. Hey, big up to H for becoming a member. Just became a Sarcasm citizen. Link is in the pinned comment. Much appreciated. Big up to Warrior J. Big up to Eli. Says large up my dons, TJ, and Flawless each and every time.
Yes
Warrior
to
J
that.
goes Flawless. Yesterday's Q&A was probably the most funniest Q&A, and I watched just to see if this was a shameful performance yesterday. After this, just go watch the Q&A. That's all I'm going to say, people. Just go watch the Q&A. Love to Savage every single time. Here's Dal, obviously, in the chat saying road to 10K. Stephanie G, AJB, I see you in the chat as well. Hey, what did Troops tweet? Did he at me about something? I'll have to check it out. You know
Oh
what I'm saying?
gosh.
The fact that you're saying, I'm going to check and see see what he said. Big up King. Yes, we are going to finish off those last 5 games if the gang is together, if everyone's there. Large up Dal, good seeing you on the channel, bro, says Eli as well. But yeah, you lot run up the likes, man. Run up the likes on the video. Like I said, share this across the socials, hit the subscribe button as well. But let's start with the big game of the weekend, which is Arsenal traveling to Liverpool, 5:30 p.m. UK time kickoff. Thoughts, TJ? Because you said you're confident. Does that stem from us getting a point? Is that how good you are? Do you just not rate Liverpool? Is it a
Oh,
mix
I
of all
rate.
those things?
Something tells me it's going to end. Don't ask me where it's coming from. I think
Mhm.
there's a little bit of positivity coming from that Klopp interview. He is having to tell Anfield to show up and be loud, otherwise don't bother showing up. That means that he's not necessarily believing in his players' form right now. And no offense, Flawless, they couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat against you guys. Freaking eight. How many shots? 30 shots, 8 on target,
Yeah,
something
facts.
like that.
Facts.
Making Onana look like Prime Van der Sar. Like it was unbelievable, man. I couldn't believe what I was watching. But yeah, no, it just tells me that I don't think Klopp I don't think Klopp is that confident in his forward line, and I wouldn't be either after what they just did. I mean, obviously, you guys were able to weather the storm. You played a sound game, a sound enough game defensively to get it over the line. But yeah, just something tells me that the streak has to come to an end. I mean, when was the last time we won at Anfield? 2012, something like that, something
Yeah.
ridiculous like that. So, I mean, we were very, very close last season to doing it. So, if we can keep our form and keep Anfield quiet, I think we can get it over the line.
I'm gonna lie. According to Klopp, it seems that Anfield's quiet by itself.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's my point. And I mean, and if you looked at our last two games, our last game at Anfield, they were quiet until we woke them up.
Yeah.
November 2021. I still remember that. Freaking Granit Xhaka or Arteta getting in Klopp's face, woke him up. We took a 4-0 L. At that point, I think we were only down 1, or we were in the game. And then Granit Xhaka last year. Like, as long as we stay disciplined and play our game, play our possession game, our midfield is in better form than their midfield. And I think that's where the game is won and lost here. But Dow, I think, has a little bit of a less positive opinion just because, he's seen the history of this. He's seen, 10 years of losses or draws at Anfield. So what do you think, Dow? Yeah.
Twice as long. Yeah, I just think both teams are pretty much going to equal themselves out, even though I did predict Arsenal, I believe, 2-1. I think we will scrape out of there with a goal probably in the 86th, 87th minute, like we've normally done. And that's the problem I have, is that I don't think much is going to happen until the last probably 10 or 15 minutes of the game. I think both teams will be defensive, like, the same mentality United had when they went there. Mm-hmm. I think we'll be a little more defensive. We're going to be worried about the counterattack. At least I hope we are, because their counterattack is still very, very potent. And I'm not, really rest assured that Zinchenko at left back is going to contain Salah. And I'm not 100% sure that Saliba is going to absolutely contain Nunez. It's going to take the work of both. It's going to take the work of both center backs. I love Saliba, the Rolls Royce. TJ's right, though. I've looked over some film in the last month or so. He's shaky at times. He looks a lot shaky this season than he did last season. He's not
the first couple of months. Compare his play to the first couple of months to the last couple of games. It's been average.
Yeah, he's. It's going to take both of our center backs to stop Nunez, and that's going to leave a lot of room for Szoboszlai to make his runs. It's going to be, I hope, a tight game, but at the same time, I just think that if Liverpool scores first, we won't win. If we score first, we get out of there with a 2-1, because of course we'll score. We'll sit back on our laurels for a bit, like Mikel does, and that's what Liverpool will conquer and tie it up, and then hopefully we nick one at the end. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be 3-4. I don't think it's going to be 2-0. I think it's going to be 2-1 Arsenal. Shout out Troops, legend.
Big up Troops, absolute legend.
Sure it is. He says shout out the panel, man, like TJ Warren, Hey, big up Troops every single time. Troops. Hope you're blessed, fam. Hope you're blessed, Troops, and everything like that. Go on, carry on, Dal.
So I just think it's going to be a little tighter game. United, you guys were just kind of really on the edge the whole time. I hope we're not on the edge, but I do feel if we score a goal first, that's going to change the complexion of everything. But I just don't think we're going to score first. I think we're going to have to pull out of a 1-0 deficit to get going. And that 87th minute goal, if that works for us this time, great. But again, we rode our luck with Aston Villa. And I don't want to ride our luck at Anfield. I want to make sure that we're clinical. And Odegaard's got to step up step up there and hit him. If he's in the 18-yard box, he needs to bury him in the corner. There's no room for any misses and not being clinical this game, especially. I mean, this is the biggest game of the season for us, I think, right now. I mean, Troops, TJ might even agree with that.
Yeah, 100%. And here's the thing: now we're going up against the creme de la creme of goalkeepers in the Premier League. We went up against Emi Martinez, and now we're going up against Alisson. So it's one of those things where we cannot, big love Troops every time. We cannot put in pot shots like we were doing against Aston Villa. We have to be clinical. We have to be, and Odegaard has to be clinical against Brighton. He could have had 2 or 3 goals in both of those games if he was just a little bit more clinical, put it in the corner of the net. He has a great shot from the top of the box. If he has space. Now, you said at the beginning of the season, if you give Odegaard space, he just absolutely cooks. And ever since then, I've been watching that. When he has space, he can put in shots. He just hasn't been hitting them. He needs room
to move, bro. He needs that 3 or 4 yards in front of him to do what he needs to do, and that's the problem that I see when we go against teams like Lens and Sheffield. Is he's so used to getting that much space that when he plays Villa and Liverpool and City, etc., they're right up on him like a sandwich, bro. He doesn't have that ability to move his feet in the areas that he needs to open up space. And if Liverpool can shut him down, that shuts, I think, pretty much our attack down. Martinelli hasn't done much. Saka has been really hit or miss, even though I think he was our September, October player of the month.
Yeah.
I think we're really going to have to rely on our midfield. I'm hoping Declan Rice has his shooting boots on, because I think that if our midfielders can get some decent shots on Alisson, he's going to have to parry some away. And that leaves Jesus, Martinelli, and Saka just ready to pounce. I hope that's the strategy. I really do. But I'm very worried that we're going to play this mid-balanced type game where we just don't want to give anything up, but we don't want to go too far, right? We're just going to be on pins and needles, and that's just not going to cut it, you guys. And I think you guys all in the chat know that as well. We have to win this game. A draw is just not going to win this game.
You might have saying it's must win, so you don't even a draw. You don't think is a good result for you, look?
No, I mean it's too late in the season. I would have rather had that draw probably about a month ago. If we were to play Liverpool a month, 6 weeks ago, I think because of the way Tottenham has failed, which is fantastic, of course, and the way City's been dropping points, it would have been better to have that draw earlier. You know what I mean?
I think a draw for you though would be a good result.
I would take a draw, but let's not have it come from a position where we had them. Like last season, that was where the downfall started. That was like that West Ham draw at home and that Liverpool draw away when we were up 2-0 at the break. Like you could smell it. We had them where we wanted them. No, what was that quote? We had them where we wanted them, and we let them off the hook. You know, whatever that famous coach YouTube clip is. But yeah, no, I really truly felt that way. And that punch to the gut, we never really recovered from.
Right.
And I think everybody knows that that's kind of where the downfall started. So let's get rid of these ghosts. You know, if we truly are going to be a contender, I don't know what's going on with my camera today. If we truly are going to represent and be the league challenger that everybody says we are, we need to be winning these games. And Liverpool, I think we can all agree, have not been as clinical as they should be in the top three, in their front three that everybody was bigging up at the beginning of the season. Oh, Mohamed Salah can score at will. Darwin Núñez finally coming back into form. Like that was what I was hearing. I didn't see that we saw it against West Ham, but we didn't necessarily see it against y'all. So
different levels to this, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, the West Ham game to me buries the United game. I mean, the United game, I think Klopp is probably making more of it than it is. It's really just a blip, really. And if we draw, it'll be a blip for us. And that's why I think we need the 3 points, even more than they do at this point, because I just think that they're a stronger force at home than sometimes than we are at home, if that makes sense. So to me, that means they have maybe a better balance of better results at Anfield than we have the balance of results at the Emirates.
Dan, let me ask you though, what impact do you think this result has on the title race overall? So let's say you win it. Does that further your belief you're going to win the league title? Or on the flip side, if you lose it, does that lessen your belief in winning the league title? Or is it still too early because it's only December for it to have that type of impact?
I used to believe that the leader at Christmas was going to pretty much be the leader of the league. Obviously, your Man United team, you guys were ahead at Christmas. There was nothing stopping you from picking that trophy up in May. But our situation depends on their January strengthening. But if we do win that game, I would say that puts us one step ahead. Yes, I would say it puts us a step ahead, but it doesn't guarantee us anything because there's still a lot of football to be played, obviously. I'm just kind of waiting to see what Aston Villa's schedule is going to look like as well in the back end of the season, because I believe they've had a lot more home games and away games. Yeah. So they have to travel a lot more, I think, in the latter half of the season. Villa up out of the blue, but I mean, I think at this point in time, Villa are obviously more of a threat than Liverpool if you base it on current, Premier League form. Hence the Man United game, I know they couldn't score. So I don't know, Villa. We got to win this game because we got to think that Villa's going to win every home game. So, yes, we have to win this game for sure. And it'll just give us a step forward, Flawless. It just puts us one step forward. A lot more football to play, but I haven't thought we were going to win the league, but the way City are playing, the way, obviously, Chelsea, United, I thought United was making a run there until, a couple of weeks ago. That's another story, right? The City have been dropping points, and Liverpool are, I think their defense, to be honest, is pretty sus. I think Virgil van Dijk isn't the player he has been the last 3 or 4 seasons. I think that there's mistakes in that defense, and we can capitalize, but we have to get the performance out of the midfielders. And I'm hoping, even like Trossard starts over Martinelli, because I think there's obviously scored a hat trick against Liverpool the season before. And I just think he's hopefully a little better informed than Martinelli. But we need a big, big performance out of our midfielders today. Havertz, Rice, Odegaard, he's not going to drop Havertz, obviously.
No.
He's was the highest scorer in Arsenal right now. But yeah. Oh my God. But yeah. But no, Flawless, I want to say that, if we beat Liverpool and we beat, you guys again, that, we're going to win the league. But as we've seen, and as many of you in the chat know, and TJ, etc., that we could drop the ball come April, that we can totally just cock the whole thing up. Okay. So what happened last season. So unless we strengthen in January, I think that's what's going to happen, because everybody's going to be out of steam by April.
Yeah.
Hey, Elijah, before I ask TJ that same question, big up everyone who is locked in. Make sure you run up the likes, only at 14 likes. Let's get a like check, 1212. Let's get up to 20 likes. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on the channel. It is rolled to 10,000 subscribers. And also subscribe to TJ's channel, TJ Warren TV. The link is in the title right now. Click the link, opens up a new tab. But yeah, TJ, same question to you. How much does the result of this game impact? Like I said, is it more so it's too early, or if Arsenal win, that strengthens your belief? If you lose, it lessens your belief?
I think it's the belief in the squad. Like the belief, this squad needs to start winning big games, and you saw it with our win against Man City. Yeah, it wasn't football that you watched. That was us. That was us like taking our chances where we got them, and then playing very, very careful, controlled football, and then getting a. I mean, I don't want to say it was a lucky deflection, but let's just say it was a lucky deflection for Martinelli to get us over the line against Man City. But it's those kinds of games that build character. It's those kinds of games that build, a winning belief within the team. So if we can get a win at Liverpool, I think it definitely gets boosts my belief that we can win the title. But I'm not going to the point where we're going to win the title. We are still several pieces away, in my opinion. We talked about what the work that we need to do in January, but I think it's a big mentality boost, because it wasn't necessarily the loss at Liverpool. It was what happened afterwards, or I say it's a loss because it felt like a loss. The draw at Liverpool, it's what happened afterwards. It's losing 4-0 at Brighton. It's losing. I think it was it's drawing at home. It's drawing at home to Southampton.
That's crazy.
1 minute 30 seconds. It's dropping those games, the death by 1,000 paper cuts that we suffered last season. So if we can start getting victories where we might not necessarily expect to get 3 points, we can get one, but we don't necessarily expect 3. That builds belief, and I think that would go a long way for these players. So am I being a little bit too positive? Yeah. Am I probably going to end up paying for it? Probably. But it's one of those things where my chips are down here, and I really do think, injuries to Liverpool, and our midfield is actually on fire. I mean, can you believe that Kai Havertz is the leading scorer at Arsenal right now?
Wait, he's the leading goal scorer. When Dal said that, I thought he meant like the leading goal scorer, like recently. Cause I know he's bagged a few goals. So like
I think he's got 5. I think he's got 5.
He's your highest goal scorer.
Yes. Crazy. I think he got 3 or 4 in November. He was our player of the month for November. And and look, am I sold on him? No, I'm not. Like I said, keep this form going, and then I will believe that you could be that left-sided number 8. I do believe you can be. But the problem is that he has these purple patches. We've seen it at Chelsea. We've seen this movie before, guys. This is not like anything that I'm like overhyping or TJ, you need to be giving him his flowers. I'll give him his flowers if he performs for more than half a season. I'll give him his flowers.
No, that's
but
that's
all we need in this midfield right now is for Odegaard to turn on, and then we have 3 on form midfielders. I mean, you don't have to worry about Declan Rice. He's our most consistent player. Our attacking midfielders, our creative midfielders, need to find consistency between the two of them, because if both of them can get firing, we have a top 3 midfield in the Premier League.
Okay. That's fair enough. And to H asking me, Flawless, you doing a watch along for the? Yes, there will be a watch along for this Liverpool Arsenal game on the Twitch. I think I've updated the schedule on the Twitch. So if you check it out, you'll see all the games that I'm doing on there. Warrior Jason changing the topic to Manchester United. Flawless, what kind of 11 do you want to see against West Ham? I think with our injuries, it has to be the same minus Bruno coming back from McTominay. I think that should be the team. That team warrants it off of the performance they put in. McTominay was the only player I can point to and go, you gave us little to nothing. Even Anthony, as bad as we are going forward, at least defensively offered certain. Garnacho has to play left wing because Rashford's just been in horrible form. Højlund has to play, there's no Martial. So it's limited options, very much like the Liverpool game beforehand when people was like, what's the 11 going to be? It pretty much picked itself. But because the 11 picked itself, that's why we got the performance we got away at Liverpool. Because we actually played a double magically. You play two defensive midfielders who actually are just combative and energetic, and all of a sudden you look defensively solid. Imagine that. Like, just do that all season long. You have to do, and it's not even like Amrabat was great on the ball, and it's not even like I think he's a phenomenal player overall, but he can do a job. And then you put him next to Maino, and Maino's been playing well, and then you have two seasoned professionals in Varane and Johnny Evans. All of a sudden, you look like a competent defensive unit. All of a sudden, your fullbacks can defend. All of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you're just not getting cut through, and Onana's not facing 15, 20 shots. Yes, they had 30 shots, but how many was on target? How many was clear-cut chances? How many was half chances? So I would like to see the same 11, bar McTominay for Bruno. But no, in Ten Hag, he gonna mess it up. He'll do some foolishness. Bring back Rashford or some shit like that. Or somebody will be available and like half fit and they'll throw into the side. But it should be Amrabat, Maino, and Bruno. That should be the midfield three. That's what I would say. Let's see what else you lot are saying as well. So Nick, you saying I prefer Regulon to Wan-Bissaka. They don't play the same fullback role. They don't play the same thing. And to Liverpool 12th man who says, also, can we stop referencing the Manchester United as if it's some benchmark game? It's a rivalry game. Some form has nothing to do with teams' form going forward. No, it's not a benchmark, but we can use that and look at it. Because if Arsenal can defend, are defensively better than Manchester United. So if Manchester United can go to Anfield and do that, that's the blueprint for Arsenal. Plus, they have more going forward. For all their deficiencies going forward in regards to their attacking areas, for all their deficiencies in regards to somehow Kai Havertz being their top goal scorer, they have Martinelli, Saka, Jesus, Odegaard. We don't have that. Like, look at our forward players. We do not have their quality going forward. So that is the. So it's not a benchmark. It's just looking at it because I guaranteed 12th man. If you lot would have packed us 6-0, you'd be here referencing it. But because it went against you, now you don't want us to reference it. It's like, no, we're going to utilize it. It doesn't necessarily mean you win the game. I mean, you don't win the game. Actually, what do I think? Do I think you win the game? I actually think it'll be a draw, to be honest. I think this has got a draw written all over it, but we'll get everyone's predictions. But of course, we're going to reference it. Because you drew 0-0 to a terrible United side and everybody had you winning. Everything was in your favor. And then your manager came out and said, yo, Anfield's too quiet. If you can't do the business, give your ticket up, which I just think is funny. That's just funny, to be honest.
Well, no, and that just shows Liverpool 12th man. I know you from over at Staffy's channel, bro. And is that not a benchmark for Liverpool? That's the question. Maybe you guys need to be looking inside it yourselves and say, oh, okay, so we're that kind of team that's going to buckle at home to our biggest rivals. Okay.
I heard already, like, Liverpool fans just asking for Luis Diaz just to leave. They're like, just get out. They don't want Darwin Núñez out. I mean, it's just never satisfied. Never satisfied.
Dude, Hussam wanted him sold immediately after the game. Like that.
Yeah.
That's probably who I was listening to. Just going off on him.
His head was hot. It really was. And yeah, to answer your question, Nick, would I want Maino to start against West Ham? Absolutely, yes. We have nobody else. I'm saying Eriksen's injured, Casemiro's injured, Mount's rubbish, McTominay's rubbish. Play Maino, but he'll probably play McTominay, Amrabat, Bruno. I can fully, after Maino was our best midfielder away at Anfield. He'll switch it up because Maino was our best midfielder, clearly. Amrabat was decent. Like I said, McTominay, but he will probably switch it around, which it wouldn't surprise me because he dropped. Maino did that. I can't remember what game it was recently where he played well in one match, and then the next game we didn't play him, and we ended up. I think we lost that game. I can't remember what it is. Flawless. How about Bruno false 9 and drop Højlund? Absolutely not. As much as I'm not a fan of Højlund, I ain't trying to see Bruno in the false 9. Play him in the 10, man. That's the shout out to Mohammed. He sent it me on Twitter, man. I'm gonna read out the stats later on in the show, but that's the best and most, the guy who's created the most big chances in Europe in the last 5 years. You don't move him out of position. You build the team around him, and then you get plenty of chances and score plenty of goals, as you're seeing at Manchester United Football Club. But here we are. Warrior J says, both questions to the Arsenal fans. Do you have any memories behind Liverpool Arsenal? What was your favorite memory of this fixture?
Bro, I'll let Dal go because I haven't been a fan long enough to have a lot of good memories.
So I have a lot of memories, but I can remember a couple too. I think I can remember like 3. The 4-4 where Arshavin scored 4 goals.
Well, that was insane. Yeah.
That was at Anfield. That was a pretty epic game.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The game we lost, I remember, I think it was FA Cup or a League Cup game where Ryan Babel bumped into our center back at the time. I can't remember his name, but it was kind of like a real soft penalty, and they got a penalty and won. And then I remember the game, I think it was 2012, I think is the one we beat them with Santi Cazorla, shot a ball and hit the top bar and bounced back to him, and he put it in the top bins. I think that was a 4-2 game. I think that was 2011, 2012. Those are the ones specifically. But the Arshavin one where he scored 4 goals and Real 4, that one was epic. I mean, that was like boom, 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 boom. That was a great game. Incredible game. I think it was a dark night at Anfield, and it was just like raining and stuff. Those are the ones I remember the most. But yeah, that'd be the one for me.
I have plenty of bad memories, bad recent memories.
Right.
So that's not favorite.
That I immediately go to. Yeah, those aren't my favorite. Yeah. Granted, Xhaka red card in the League Cup. Yeah, that was great. Loved it.
Right. And I think the reason why I don't have a lot of close memories is because during, I think, 2008 to about now, Arsenal obviously haven't won the league, and we've been, games we used to lose, we'd lose all the time at Anfield, and from 2005 till now. So not a lot of great memories, but I have to say that our Arshavin one was pretty incredible. Just incredible.
It's just
by one player.
It's time to turn a corner here. Like, because if we're gonna turn a corner, now is the time to do it. And we kind of thought last season, like when we were up 2-0 at half.
Yeah,
you're just like, okay, we're finally turning a corner. Yep, we're finally turning a corner, and then one bonehead move. Like we're one bonehead move away from going on a 3-0 losing streak, and then trying to find a way out of it. Like that's the Arsenal that we are unfortunately getting to know a little bit too well. So
right. But
it's gonna be interesting.
The 1989 title win, right? I was 15. I didn't even.
Yeah, I was
playing football, but I'd never even heard of Arsenal.
Yeah, that's even before my time. No,
right. It's Thomas with the win, right? The famous Thomas. That sums it all up.
Yeah.
Hey, Dal been out here, man. I respect it. And to Koala J, why are you laughing? Statistically, Bruno is the best chance creator. Just look at the numbers. See who's created the most big chances in Europe. I think it's 5 years, and it's Bruno. Why am I laughing when I state facts? Like, that's all I'm saying. People just think I'm just running bants. I'm running jokes when I say this. When I call him, like, statistically, he is the best chance creator in Europe if he's top of the list. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. If the list is wrong, someone please tell me if that's the case. Andy says, yeah, go on.
I was saying statistics are just a funny thing, bro, because what the eye sees and what the data shows sometimes are two different things. I didn't
Hey, facts. That's why we've scored 17 goals in 16 games, Dal. But what do I know? It's a whole different conversation. Right? Just saying it like that's a stat, but that's everybody else's fault because our attack is terrible.
That's so wild. That's so wild.
I think we scored 2 more. I think we scored 2 more goals than Luton. I think it's 2 more goals than Luton. Also, I've not double checked since the last round of games.
Are you guys gonna best your goal mark from last season?
Probably not. Highly unlikely. Unless we make some moves in January, it's highly unlikely we hit 58 league goals. Highly unlikely because we're literally on course at this moment in time, a goal a game. So we'll probably be around
like 40,
about 40, 42. Yeah. See, Warrior J, I think it's 2 more goals than Luton. I'm going to check that. Andy says, question for Arsenal. What do you think of Liverpool's front three on Saturday? Nunes left, Gakpo central, and Salah on the right.
Don't they normally play Gakpo on the left? I don't know why they would play. I
think he's asking though, because Nunes has at times played that foot. Like I think West Ham against West Ham, he played on the left against West Ham in the Carabao Cup
once or twice too. Go ahead, TJ.
I mean, I mean, it's one of those things where I'm used to seeing used to seeing Gakpo on the left. That'd be an interesting thing, and I know Nuno can probably cook from the left. I mean, honestly, what worries me the most, and I'm not trying to get away from your question here, but what worries me is Salah on the right, and the possibility of Zinchenko being on the left for us. That is a problem because we're going to get exposed anytime Zinchenko is going to try to go inverted and go up the field. And then we're going to be playing a back three with Gabriel on the left. So it's one of those things where I would almost, and I think Dal is probably going to like cover his ears here. Cover your ears, Dal. I think we should probably consider playing Kivior on the left. Yeah, I know.
My mouth a little bit.
I know. Well, no, the only reason, that's only because Tomiyasu's injured. He's not coming back. Yeah, I know. Yeah, drink that prime. Drink. Never mind. I was gonna say something major. Pause. Never mind. I'm not gonna do it.
Kiwior against oh my god.
Well, no, how much better is Zinchenko though? That's my question. Is that at least Kiwior is more of a defensive left back than Zinchenko is. I'm just looking for somebody to be responsible back there.
Right. But Zinchenko is more skillful.
I know he provides more. I get it. He provides more going forward. But I mean, maybe I'm being too negative. That's fine. Maybe I'm being too negative.
No, it's what you visualize. It's what you kind of want to see, and I accept. I think I accept that. The chat accepts.
I don't like it either, though, Dal. I don't like it.
No, it's not good because, and this is the part where I get worried because we've seen Zinchenko get nutmeg. We've seen Zinchenko not run back. And Zinchenko and Havertz are on the same side. So if Zinchenko's inverted and we put the normal three at the back, right, we'll rotate over like normal. And this is the shit Klopp will know. And this is why I'm kind of nervous for this game. I don't think it's going to be as open as you think it will be, TJ. If it is, it's going to be open one way, and it's going to be Liverpool's way. Unless we go out there and play them like we did Sheffield United and like we did, some of the lower minnow teams and get 4 or 5, which is just, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. And so going back to our man's question here, bro, any combination of those three are terrifying. Any three. Really? They're strong, physical. I mean, Salah's still one of the best right wingers in the league. I mean,
Salah is, yeah. I hear you.
He will roast Zinchenko. I mean, let's be realistic, right?
That's what worries me.
And that's right, but he will roast Kiwior as well because
he just got locked up by Luke Shaw. But he just got locked up by Luke Shaw.
Right, and Kiwior, right? Just because Zinchenko's going to go inverted TJ, Kiwior is going to have to do the same thing, right? It's not Arteta's not going to change the plan because it's fucking Kiwior. He's going to change the plan when he sees us getting slaughtered on that left side by Salah. And, I would put Nunes in the middle because he's 6'4", and he can do his thing. I'm terrified of this front three. I truly am.
Well, they are in good form. All right, first.
I mean, they didn't make it happen against United, but they absolutely slaughtered West Ham. And
they
again,
did.
They're going to ride a wave.
They are in good form, no doubt. Like in terms of take Salah out of it, their attacking players are not in good form, like currently. Like in terms of output.
Could be on Saturday, bro. They can show up and absolutely kill us.
We could help them out with that, Flawless. We could help them out.
Yeah,
really? All right, I'll take you man's word for it.
Down to us making a mistake and them capitalizing on it. I truly think Zinchenko or Kiwior, if he plays, is going to make a mistake for sure. It's written in the stars, man. It's written in the stars, bro. I am terrified if Kiwior is even off the bus at this point. We got nobody. We got nobody else. You want to throw Cedric back there and pray? I would go out on a limb and put Ben White.
Well, Ben White has played over there before, but
yeah, I suppose he could.
More seasoned experience than Kiwior. I mean,
who do you play?
I don't, but when times are tough, you got to make tough decisions, right?
Yeah.
And again, this is our biggest game of the season without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fez, big up to my guy Eli as well. Every single time. Big up for the super chat. Love my G. He says Zinnies only has 1 assist though this season. I think he's talking about it from a defensive standpoint. Yeah, go on, TJ. Go.
No. And big up Eli every single time. But Eli, look at how much. And look, I know that I've not been Zinchenko's biggest fan, but the way that he's been developing the play on the left side when he's taking the ball up the field. I mean, obviously he's had some bad games. Obviously, Champions League away at Lens, he was not good. What was the other one? It wasn't Fulham. It was the other one that we bottled. I don't remember what it is, but
Southampton, West Ham.
West Ham. No, when he's going up the field and he's looking down, he's not necessarily looking upfield, and he can get it taken off of him very easily if he doesn't make that quick pass in the midfield. He is liable to make that mistake, but if you find him in the final third, he can make things work. Like I would like to know, and I'm not trying to be that like statistician guy too much, but I would want to know how many pre-assists / hockey assists he has and has generated. I've noted several times that he has been the pass before the pass. He helps develop play very, very well on that left side. However, he can get caught on the counter. It is almost inevitable that will happen once or twice against Liverpool. So yes, while he only probably has one assist, I think he has 1 or 2 goals too.
Because Eli's saying this, because he's saying, I know this. He's saying, this is me positioned for him to start in the left central midfield role and let Kimi stay at left back.
I don't know, man. I think you might be overcomplicating things there. That's just me.
Yeah,
like I want our midfield to be. I cannot believe I'm saying this. I want our midfield to be Odegaard, Havertz, and Rice. Havertz is on form, man. Like he is.
And Arteta won't play anyone else. ESR is sitting there growing a beard, collecting dust. I would like to see him insert ESR. Play a 4-2-3-1 and put ESR in the as the central attacking mid. If we lose this game, and Villa wins,
Villa goes down.
I gotta pretty much say that we're not gonna win the league, bro. I mean, and Villa will be part of the problem because I think Villa play tomorrow, right? Or tonight.
Yeah, Villa do play. Yeah, today technically now. Yeah. They play Sheffield United at home.
Yeah,
so they'll probably win that.
I don't want to see Kiwi or anywhere fucking near the bus, bro. Not in these big games. If it was Luton, if it was Sheffield, if it was Burnley or something, I'd consider it. But I think Liverpool now are on a wave after that thrashing at West Ham. And one of the questions there, which ones are we afraid of? I'm afraid of all 3 of them. It would be harder test for Ben White. I mean, I don't know, man. The more I think about it, TJ, the more terrified I get because they are good on the day.
They are. They can be, especially now after that whole press conference where we need the crowd because I don't think Klopp has a lot of belief in his players right now, and I don't necessarily blame him.
Well, there's a thing that Jose Mourinho used to kind of do the same thing, years ago. It's just mind games, right? It could be totally mind game. Oh, the crowd needs to get in it, and so they'll think, oh, we need to get in it. They were in it against West Ham, and now the big game's coming up. That crowd's going to be in it, bro.
Well, see, but they did say that for us, and people say, obviously, I was doing a watch along, so I'm watching the game on mute. But people told me after the first 5 minutes that the crowd was quiet. Like Anfield was not. Like Gary Neville alluded to it and said, this is the quietest I've heard Anfield with Manchester United here. Tom Little was on the channel. He spoke about even before, not even just that game in isolation. He spoke about, I think the tickets changed and who was there, and Anfield not being as loud as it is. And others have mentioned it as well. So maybe he has a point because obviously your home crowd getting behind you can definitely help and kick on the players. Because like I said, these attackers are not performing well. But the vast majority of their goals have come from their defensive players and midfielders. So their attackers do have to kick into gear. Are they talented enough? Yeah, of course, when you have a Mo Salah as well, you have a needle mover out there. You have a difference maker. But switching lanes, Warrior J says, speaking of Liverpool, do you see anything from Liverpool that Arsenal could exploit? We'll go to you on that, Del.
Yeah, I think I think Virgil van Dijk, I know I caught a little heat in the chat. I'm sure his stats are very, very good. He's definitely one of the top 5.
Let's go. Duncan Van Dijk. I want to hear this.
Top 5 defenders in the league. I get that. But he is not the same player he was after his injury. And I think that Jesus can cause problems up there. I mean, I know Jesus is going to start. If Nketiah starts, then I'm really thinking we're not going to win. But with Jesus up there, I think he's just a menace. I'm not saying he's a great striker. I'm not saying he's like this prolific goal scorer. Even he admitted he's not. But I think he can cause problems on that defense. And I think the wings, if Trent is inverted, that leaves opportunities, right, on the left side for us. And that midfield, I think The midfield's decent, but I think our midfield's just a bit better. I think, and if Rice can control the game, we can exploit some spots. But I do think we have to take some shots outside the 18-yard box or just inside, and not try and get that perfect Arsenal goal that we've tried to get on occasion, where we just roll it into the net. This is going to be a game of just whoever gets the most shots off is probably going to bury a few and win it. But I still think it's going to be 2-1 Arsenal, because we have had that bit of luck with us at the end of nicking games at the end. And we have been, our drive forward in the last 10, 15 minutes of the game has been winning us matches. And if we can get to a 1-1 and nick a goal at the end, I will be happy with that, even though I'll still be scared because I don't want to win games like that. But that's been the pattern, right? I mean, we've been nicking wins at the end. So, but our luck didn't happen against Villa. But I think that that defense can get at for Liverpool for sure.
Yeah,
I'm saying defensively. What are you saying, TJ? Where do you stand in regards to what Arsenal could exploit?
I'm saying, okay, so I've been seeing wild predictions for this game, by the way. I've been seeing like 3-2, 4-2, 4-0 Liverpool, 3-0 Arsenal. This is not going to be a high-scoring game, people. Like, I hate to play spoiler alert to you. It is not going to be a high-scoring game. But where I see us getting at Liverpool, we have to play better in the midfield, and I think we can. Quality-wise, I think we have a better midfield, especially on form in the Prem. We have better form than their midfielders do. But I think we can get at Tsimikas. I think we can get at Tsimikas.
Oh, you trying to get at Tsimikas, yeah? Is that
yeah,
it? He's
he's out here and he's ripe to be got at. And I think Bukayo Saka is due. He's due. We need to have our best player, our franchise star, step up in this game, and he is absolutely due to go on and ball out. I think Tsimikas could be got at. Alexander. I'm seeing people saying, "Oh yeah, if Trent plays right back, attack him every single time." Trent has been playing very well. Like I don't think we can be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna watch Martinelli dance all over Trent Alexander-Arnold." He's been one of the most on form left back or right backs in the league, or fullbacks in the league. Period. So, yeah, if we're going to get him, it's going to be in the midfield and on the right side. But again, like, it's not going to be like this prolific goal-scoring shootout. Like, it's not going to be that way. It just isn't. I think they're two of the best defenses in the league. Remember that. And arguably one of the best Premier League goalkeepers of all time. We are playing them. And yeah, but we're gonna score like 4. No, we're not. It's gonna be extreme.
I'm looking forward to it to see how it is. And big up to Pels. She says buzzing for this game. Should be a good watch. Hey Pels, let me know your actual prediction for this game. In particular, I do want to know what your prediction is for this game. And to Andy, who says, why would fans be loud when they're watching the worst performance of the season? Because you're not watching the worst performance of the season 5-10 minutes into the game. Like, you should be like, how you not up? Like, you're at home to Manchester United, strong favourites for the game. That place should be rocking from minute 1 till minute 90. Like, what is going on? Like, there's no excuse for the place. And this is not me taking a shot at Anfield, because all Big Six crowds are like that. Anytime I go Old Trafford, or anytime you speak to anyone who regularly goes to Old Trafford, it's quiet. Troops are spoken on live streams, on content about the Emirates as well in regards to the ticketing system, because you ain't got hardcores there. Away fans are the loudest. When you go to like a United away game, you can hear them on your TV singing. Right? Same with Arsenal, same with Liverpool, because everyone who's there, that's not a tourist thing. And this ain't a shot at tourists, because some tourists are for it. But I'm saying I shouldn't say tourists, hardcores. People who are there, like people who are not sat down. Like Tom mentioned it on the United Liverpool show on Tuesday night when he said that he went to, I think it was Villarreal at home, Champions League semi-final. He got up to sing and someone told him to sit down. You can believe it. What I'm saying, someone told him to, exactly, Champions League semi-final, and someone told him to sit down. It's like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Really? Like, you supposed to be cheering. Yeah, he said this. Yeah. Wow. Said this. It was Villarreal or someone, one of the semi-finals they've been in. European semi-final. City, we already know it's always quiet. You know what I'm saying? Home or away. More blue seats than fans. We know this. But like, you don't need your team to be performing well. It should be loud and should be rocking. Yeah. Hell's gone for a big score, 3-2 Liverpool. All right.
Hugo said that too. 5 goals. You think there are 5 goals in this game?
I'll see 5 goals. I think max there'll be 4. I think it'll be like 2-2. like 3. I don't think there'll be more than that.
I'm not. I think there's max 3. I really
You guys
do.
max 3. You saying 2-1?
Yeah,
Because true say, but when you say that, TJ, you make a point because Liverpool's attack and your attack are both not firing. I might have to switch my agenda. No, I'm gonna say 1-1. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna switch my prediction to 1-1.
Switch
now
that
you
up.
said now you say it makes sense because both teams' defenses are good and both attacks are not firing.
Yeah,
Either
it's just, but like I think in terms of where the goals are going to come from, I think our midfield is more likely to get one off, to squeeze one off. Pause. Before Liverpool's does.
That's a good pause. That's a good.
Sorry, I have to sneak one in there. You know, for the.
That's a good pause. It is. Hey, Koala J, you already know he gonna say that to me when Hassam talking his shit about this game, whether Liverpool win or not. He's taking their troops saying go fuck yourself, lot. Well, I don't even be saying shit. It should be between them two on the Back Again podcast. Guaranteed, I'll receive from verbal abuse just for being there. I just show up and get abused from the jump, the intro. Then the intro, see, everyone watches it. I'm glad you lot know the pattern. You know what I'm saying? Like before, it's just you. What kind of shit is that? All right, it's your face. Let me turn off my camera. No, because you're here. The fuck?
No, because we know what your face looks like behind.
You know what your face
already.
looks like? Like I paint on the face. Like, no, this is how my face looks, people.
Flawless,
this is not fake face.
Flawless. You get that look on your face, and the ops hate it, bro. It's hilarious.
Hate it. Eli talks about it like, oh, you don't even have to say nothing. It's just a smirk on your face. It's like, yo, some shit be funny. That's all it is. That's all it is. Hey, but you lot continue to get your questions in as well. There's over 50 people in there, over 55. We're only at 26 likes. Likes are way too low. Let's get up to 50 likes, man. Like check 1 2 1 2. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button as well. It is rolled to 10K. Don't forget this 9K subscriber party will be on the channel Christmas Day, people. Christmas Day, we're going to do the 9K subscriber party. It's already on the upcoming live stream schedule. You're going to get content throughout the Christmas period, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. And then, hashtag no days off, man. Like 2024, we going to step it up. Shows will be getting added on the YouTube. Shows will be getting added on the Twitch as well. I'm literally just patterning everything and sorting everything out. Let's see what else you lot are saying. Yeah, big up to Hassam. As Hassam said, no safe space with Flawless Dad. Hassam just trolling, man. This guy's such a fraud. Such a fraud, man, all the time on my case. It's like, yo, get things off your chest. It's a safe space. Andy says, question for Arsenal fans. Saka's performances, have they been going under the radar even though Arsenal have been winning? It's a good question. Go to you, Dal, on that first.
You want to? Yeah, I'll go. Dal.
I think Saka's been hit or miss. You know, he was our player for the month. Was it October, November? I forget. I think it was October.
It was October. I think King. I think Declan Rice was King. I think King Kai. King Kai was
for November. Yeah,
60 million down the drain.
Talk for us in front of the radar. Yeah, it's been. I think if you look at our goals, it's kind of been scattered around, right? Declan Rice, I think, has 2 or 3. Havertz, I think, has 5. Like you said, TJ 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Saka's got, I think, 3 or 4. Jesus has got 3 or 4. Martinelli's only got 2. You know, Odegaard has 3 or 4. So our goals have been spread around, and you could say that's kind of similar to City's, except with Haaland last season. But what they've done before is that the Pep way was to have different players scoring goals. So. It's been kind of saving Saka, I think, Andy, to be honest, because I want more. I think that he's kind of been found out a bit, to be honest. He gets the ball, he puts it on his left foot, he does the inverted stuff and tries to go far post every single time, from 16, 17 yards out. And it's easy for the left mid and the left back to defend him. And I just think that he gets neutralized a lot more and he passes the ball, way more laterally and backwards than he should. But I think that's probably because of Odegaard's fault as well, wanting the ball back so he can create more in the middle. But, whatever options do you have? But, yeah, I think his performance have been good, possibly under the radar. But he has to be on, fire on all cylinders this weekend because there's room for improvement for sure. For sure. He could be doing so much more.
Yeah. Okay, Ibrahim. Let's not get carried away. He's not playing like Anthony. Let's relax. Let's relax.
Yeah,
chat people. People jump into mad conclusions in the chat. That is not what my man is saying.
No, I just said he's found out, bro. I mean, and Anthony does. I mean, he's just a passenger. Let's be real. But Saka, at least, he's getting stifled every time he makes a move, and I don't see that him doing something different that's going to be effective, right? I don't think he really knows anything different yet. He's still a young kid, but he's levels over Anthony. So,
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just think that he's been found out a bit, I guess, is my overall opinion.
No, I
Where do you
agree.
stand, TJ, with Saka?
No,
in regards
agree.
to it?
I agree. I think.
Are they going under the radar because you have been winning a little bit?
I mean, he's consistently one of our best players, but just the output isn't there. That's the problem. Is that he's very, very good on the ball, gets those passes up to Odegaard, and he has generated a lot of great scoring chances, generated a lot of goals. Again, second assist, third assist on a lot of those. He does hold the ball very well in the final third. It's just that last those chances, like Dal said, that he's taken outside of the box. If Odegaard isn't there, he will take that shot at that left-footed shot every single time, and people are waiting for it. So where we need to correct that, we need to give him some more help on that right side. I mean, Ben White, I really haven't been seeing the overlap from Ben White, where we were seeing it a lot from Tomiyasu. We were generating a lot before Tomiyasu got injured on that right side. So it's one of those things where he's been performing well. Don't get me wrong. He's been performing well, like consistent sevens. When we're winnings, they're eights, right? But honestly, it's one of those things where we have to see more production from this guy. Goals, assists, in my opinion. Are they going under the radar? Yeah, because he's not scoring. That's why. So
Fez. Hey, any spamming in the chat, you will be blocked, people. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want to say. Ask questions. But if you spam, you will get blocked. Let me just clarify. I'm all for the trolling, but before you troll, at least say big up and hit the like button and then get to whatever you want to get to. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. But at least say hello. Yeah, 100%. There's no need for spamming, man. Like we gonna get to your question.
We will see you. We will see you.
Like it's really not that. It's really not that big of a deal. Let's not be doing too much. Like really, let's not. But continue to get your questions in. Of course, if you super chat, we will get straight to it as well. People, please just keep your questions. Manchester United or Arsenal related as well. H says Boxing Day won't be good for you, Flawless. Do we play Villa on Boxing Day? Is it? No day is good for Manchester United. There's very few good days. Like, it doesn't matter who we play.
Is Villa coming into the Nightmare Theater of Nightmares?
Yeah.
I think if Villa's coming there, man, I think Villa's going to have a harder run than they think. It's already looking like us last season, don't you think, guys, a little bit? I mean, the fans are all behind them. Everyone's excited, but they're going to drop points, dude.
I don't think I don't think anyone thinks they're going to win the league or anything like that. I don't think it's that. I think they are the fact that they're doing better than expected. They will finish high. I believe they'll finish higher than we expected, whether it's top 4, whether it's top 6, but they're doing very well. And that home record is incredible. So what is it? 12 wins in a bounce or something?
12 wins on the bounce. They haven't the last people to win there were Arsenal last season, and we got lucky when we did too.
Yeah, you have to just give them credit.
Alpha Emmy said, yeah.
Flawless, how many points from West Ham, Villa, Forest? I think we draw against West Ham. Villa at home. I think we draw against Villa, and then Forest. I think we'll beat Forest. So that's 5. That's 5 points. That's 5 from 9, which isn't a bad turn. But then again, there's so many variables with us because 1, I don't know who's going to show up, and 2, I don't know what this foolish manager is going to play. So in regards to players coming back, if this foolish manager actually gets it together and plays a competent system, and we actually get players back like Casemiro, like an Eriksen, we're going to be a better unit. Like, you can already see where Manchester United are in the table, being as incompetent and non-cohesive as we are. So if you add those things in, where would we get? Out of 6 points. Like, I'm looking here now, even at the table, United currently sat 7th on 28 points. Out of 6 points, we're a point behind Spurs. Like, out of 9 points, we're what? Comfortably in the top 4. Out of 9 points, we're above C.
It's fantastic. I'm sorry. But it's great to see United down there. It's the best thing ever. We've been dealing with United for so long. I mean, look at the title after title in the last 20 years.
Literally, I did 9 points where 2. Hey, people, I did 9 points where 2 points off Arsenal who were top of the league. This is why I get so annoyed about what's going on. Because asking for 9 more points is not ridiculous when you look at some of the stupid points we've dropped in regards to Bournemouth at home, in regards to Crystal Palace at home. I'm sure there's another team in the chat you lot mentioned where we lost daft points that it should be 9. If we were 2 points off the top, I go, you know what? Fairs, we're probably roundabouts where we should be. We're not going to win the league, cool. But at least we're in and around it, just in case everybody decides to fall off and the Premier League falls in our lap on accident. Because this is one of those seasons. That's why Villa are fully taking advantage of that. The fact that all the top teams, Arsenal included, I'm sure Dal and TJ will agree with me, Arsenal are nowhere near their best currently. They're not at their free-flowing best. You know what I'm saying? That,
Scored
like,
goals in the 89th minute.
there you go.
You
Talk
know?
to Liverpool fans, they'll tell you the same. City is obvious. So Villa are doing what Manchester United could be doing. Take advantage of the teams around you and the teams better than you not doing what they're supposed to do. We
Right.
should be 2 points off the top.
Right,
Be
and
2
that's
points
what's
off.
so frustrating for me when Leicester City won the league, because we were only
Yes.
like 3 or 4 points behind them, I think, if even that much. Maybe AJ can tell me the exact number. But yeah, that 2015-16 season when Leicester City won it, I was absolutely furious, bro. Furious. I was like, Wenger out. I want them all out, you know, blood in the streets. Because when, again, and it's just like last season, we're so freaking close, bro. And it's just, why is the mentality still at Arsenal? We can't get it over the line. It's just, and I don't think we're going to this season either, unless there's a lot of, there's so many other games that have to go our way that it's ridiculous to think that we're going to win the league. And to think Man City are out of it, no way, no freaking way.
No, they're not done. And they
No
got
freaking
and
way.
they got the redheaded Belgian savior coming back too. So
Got a nice new haircut and everything now too. I saw. So
yeah,
looks like he's dropped a few pounds too. He looks like he's ready to play. And
Yeah.
People writing off City is ridiculous.
yeah, that's how I
City is
put that in the. I think I put that in some chat on Instagram or something, and people were slagging me off because I think he said he's 31 or 32 or something.
no,
It's
that
like,
doesn't matter. No,
kidding
that class
me?
like
I mean-
class like that doesn't age. You're
Right.
literally slagging off arguably the
and
best
Rodri
midfielder in the
together,
world.
I mean, come on, right? Like, if they're absolutely fit, they're going to beat everybody. Let's be real. And I just, you know, Holland's not obviously having the season he was last season, which has been fantastic as well. But, you know, this is, to me, this is the slowest start City've had that I've seen in the last 10, 15 years, right? I mean, 2008 is when they really kicked on. So, I mean, this to me is the slowest I've seen them, to be honest. Like, to believe they're not in the top 3 is insane to me.
Yeah,
right now.
I think I'm gonna just get my shots in while I can. To all
Yeah,
the
of course,
City
kick
fans
'em out of down.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
literally I'm gonna get all the shots in when I can and just have a really bad spring. You know, that's just how it's gonna be.
Kick him while they're down. And that being said, Warrior J mentioned their thoughts on Arsenal's midfield links. Obviously, you lot, speaking of Aston Villa, you lot have been linked to Douglas Luiz. We'll go to you first on that, Dal. Are you for? Would you be for that signing in January or the summer? Are you against it? You looking at other options?
There's a lot of other options, but I'm going to go against my man Lee Gunner, who doesn't want Douglas Luiz. I think Douglas Luiz would be a perfect fit for this club. I just think that his stature, he can pick a pass. I don't know if he'd be a starter. I mean, if we were to get Douglas Luiz, I think that'd be a real problem. He'd be creating a problem in the midfield, because you see Havertz, our top goal scorer. You're not taking Rice out. You're not taking Odegaard out. I mean, obviously Havertz would be the guy. If we were to get like a Douglas Luiz in, you know, slot in for Rice would slot in for Havertz, and that would push Havertz on the bench. But I've seen some of Real Sociedad as well lately. Zubamendi looks like a top player. If it's between those two, I still got to go Douglas Luiz because of Prem experience. Well, he's Brazilian. I mean, no, you know,
He's Brazilian. He'll fit right in.
Yeah, well, good. You know, I mean, I like the teams that have connects like that. So I love Arsenal for all the French contingent, because they all played together. You know, I think mostly on the national team. They grew up together in some cases playing football, and so it makes sense, you know, for Douglas Luiz to come in with Gabriel and Jesus and Martinelli, right? I mean, it just does to have that Brazilian contingent. Not that I would turn away Zubamendi either. You know, Spanish international, young player. I think he's 24. He would fit Project Youth just fine. So I guess Luis and Zubamendi would be the two I have my eye on right now. But I still would look at that guy with the French kid from Real Madrid, Tukami. I can't.
Are you talking about Tchouaméni?
Tchouaméni, the T always.
Hey, that's a big dream.
Right, that's a big dream. That's not a January signing, obviously. That would be a summer signing. But I guess specifically for January, I would take Luis or Zubamendi, but we absolutely need Tony or Osimhen in. If we get Zubamendi and Tony, fantastic. If we get Douglas Luiz, And Osimhen, fantastic. Out of those are the 4 key players I know we're linked to, but realistically, I think it was going to be Zubamendi and Tony. And I think with those 2, we stand a much better chance of winning the league, but I'm definitely not going to say we're going to win it.
First, what are you saying, TJ, in regards to Douglas Luiz?
I would take him because he's available and he can play in the midfield. Like, I would take him, but why are we not talking about João Palhinha too?
Well,
why did
Palhinha's
those
the one
rumors
you
go
want.
out?
Okay.
The one thing TJ I want to insert there is Villa do not want to sell.
Yeah, I know, and that's why
Absolutely
I'm saying like they're gonna go over the top, 100 M asking price for this guy,
It's not worth
like
that.
and he's not worth that. So now you got to be looking at midfielders. Yeah, Palhinha's what? He's like 28, something like that.
I'll check now. 1 second.
Yeah, I think he's like 28, but he is a solid midfield option for Fulham. He's one of their best players, and we were talking about this guy last season. I still
he's 28. Yeah, he's 28.
I still think he's a baller. So it's one of those things where I just think like I'm trying to think of like more realistic options because the Tony rumors cooled off today too. So I'm thinking like, all right, who can we realistically get through the door? Yeah, no, our boy Ala was like sending me WhatsApp chats about Ornstein saying that Tony's going to stay at Brentford. So I'm like back and forth on this. But if we're talking about midfield options, yeah, of course I'd love to.
I did hear about that as well. Back in 1 second.
No problem. Yeah, but it's one of those things where I'm trying to think of realistic options, and I think, no problem, man, no problem. I was trying to think of realistic options, Dal, with like I would think Palhinha, he's a little bit older, but he would what you would be considered prime. I wouldn't think he would be like somebody that we would hang on to for a long time, but he's a solid midfielder, ton of Prem experience, has been there for a while. I just think that he would be a solid option back there.
Palhinha would be a solid option. You're right. I just think that being that he's 28, you can kind of look at him as sort of a stopgap player, right? Sort of a Jorginho right signing, the player we didn't want but we settled for because the money was there, the commitment from the player was there, et cetera, et cetera. I just think that Douglas Luiz is probably another level, maybe even Zubamendi as well. Zubamendi, I got to agree with our guy, Lee Gunner, again. He absolutely controls the midfield. He speeds it up. He slows it down. I have been watching as much as I can of Real Sociedad, Kieran Tierney. I love the connection.
I need to watch more of that. Sociedad's
a really fun club to watch. They've got Kubo, the Japanese international guy, I think, on the right wing, can play left or right. They're just a really good, fun team to watch. But anyway, Zubamendi's class, bro. I mean, if it's Zubamendi, Douglas Luiz, or Palhinha, I literally would take any one of those. But I'm more of the thought that I would want someone probably closer to Zubamendi's age just to keep up, keep that core with Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, Rice, right here. I think only Rice is 24, 25. I think that with Palhinha, it would be a 2 or 3 year contract. And,
probably.
And that's okay, right? 28 means he's seasoned, right? He's a seasoned professional, Portuguese international. He would fit in just fine. I just think that the Douglas Luiz would just add a little bit more. And I think Zubamendi would add just quite a bit more than Palhinha.
Yeah, I need to watch. I guess I need to watch more La Liga. I need to branch out.
I don't know how big Sociedad fans are here. I'm certainly not one, but I've been watching a little bit more with Kieran Tierney and they're running the Champions League and some of their Prem games, La Liga games on ESPN Plus, and they're not a bad side. Like I said, they're just kind of fun to watch when they've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
Fez and Warrior J says, "Oh yeah, I forgot to ask. What's your thoughts on Arsenal's Champions League round of 16 opponent?" We'll go to you on that, TJ. Obviously, through to the knockout round. Must be nice. Thoughts? We should be beating Porto. Even though I have not been watching the Portuguese league. I don't watch the Portuguese league. I barely have enough time to watch the Prem games that I can. So it's one of those things where we just based on quality alone, we should be able to beat these guys. But it's one of those things where we have to get the job done away. That was our big problem against Sporting last season, was that we did not get the job done away, where we were in the ascendancy for most of the game away, and we just could not get it done.
So we have to take this a little bit more seriously, I think, with the starting 11 than we did in the Europa League. Obviously, it was the Europa League, so I don't think Arteta was taking it seriously at all. Our starting 11 was considerably weaker than our league starting 11. So I think, if we can get the job done, get a result away, bring it back to the Emirates, and then smash them, we can do the job. I mean, we're undefeated. Are we undefeated at home in the league, in the Champions League right now? Remind me. Pretty sure, yeah. So we're very, very good. Yeah, we drew away to PSV and lost to Lens. So yeah, it's one of those things where I just think that we control the away fixture, bring them home, and we can put them to the sword there. We should get past Porto. If we don't get past Porto, I will be absolutely fuming.
Oh,
because if we have to be taking this seriously. We have to get into the Elite Eight or whatever they call it, the Final Eight. I feel like I'm talking about college basketball here a little bit, but we have to get past the first round, because if we don't get to the quarterfinals with some of the teams that are in this 16, we are going to look absolutely awful. We're going to be banner merchants, and we're going to make England look even worse than they already do. So I think we should absolutely beat these guys, but I'll go to Dal. Dal, maybe you know a little bit more about Porto than I do, but I really
if anyone knows anything about Porto, let me know, because I'm trying I'm trying to actually like hype up Porto, but I don't know anything about them to say that they get anything from this side that they get. But yeah, go on.
That's so insulting. Why would you hype up Porto?
Don't you love us? Mister, I'm so glad Manchester United are in 7th. It's fantastic. It's great.
It warms the soul.
It is, man.
We should absolutely demolish Porto. We bought that freaking teabag Vieira from them for 35 mil, so they owe us 35 mil with interest. Thank you very much, pricks. No, man, screw Porto. I think I got a scarf. My parents went to Portugal and got me a scarf. That's about as much as I know about Porto. They wear blue and white, and they won the Champions League in 2002 with Jose Mourinho, and Deco and them had face paint on their faces and like warrior paint. Google it.
Yeah.
Porto should not cause us a problem at home. Away, that's a whole different story, because I believe those Portuguese stadiums, they're very close to the pitch, and they will yell and scream and throw stuff. And, it's a high-pressure place for kids to play. And remember, we're kids, second youngest team in the league. But at home, we should be doing them 4 or 5-0, bro, to be honest. And that should really just take us through. If we lose 1-0, let's say we got to go. I don't know if we're away there or home first.
We're away there first.
Perfect. If we go there and drop our drawers and get done 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that, that's fine, because we'll absolutely destroy them at home. I have full confidence we're going to get through this. I think Arteta wants this. I think there's almost a point, guys, TJ, the chat, that if we make it to, let's say we make it to the semifinals, and let's say we're playing Madrid, I would be, and we go out, right, which I wouldn't want to happen. I would be very fulfilled if we made it to the semifinals of the Champions League and went out to a team like Madrid. I would feel that Arteta took it seriously. Yeah, we didn't go all the way, but I would definitely retrospect and say he got as deep as hell in the Champions League, and he does deserve something for that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe another contract, maybe not, but I think that if we can get over this Porto hump, bro.
No, that's enough.
Don't ever say that. I'll give Ten Hag a lifetime agreement where you're at, bro.
My guy's in troll mode now.
Hey, this ain't nothing to do with us, all right? You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. That's fair. Yeah. So whenever you want to get off the porch and come in the big boy league, you let me know. But no, just all banter aside, we absolutely should kill this team, right? I mean, I think everyone in the chat thinks this. I hope TJ, I think, knows this.
Yeah, I think you lot do the business. That's why I'm not doing it.
Home, bro.
If I thought there was any chance of you lot going out in this tie, I would pick that like to do watch-alongs for. But I'm like, Arsenal are constantly going through this, so let me pick a different game like on that day to do a watch-along for in Champions League.
God was kind to us. I mean, we could have gotten a litany of teams, right? By Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan, I think we may have pulled. I don't remember the teams who were.
I did want you to get into Milan. I did because of what Mo was saying. I wanted Arsenal into Milan. I needed that.
I don't think I would have been able to do that.
Yeah, that would be peak settings, bro. If we had Inter Milan.
You such a troll,
But
shout, man.
Inter Milan's a team I think that doesn't play well away from home either, right? I mean, hypothetically, if they were coming to Emirates, I think we'd beat them. But I think if we go there, we would get absolutely smashed, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we avoided the big boys. I mean, the only other team that I would have liked to take are Copenhagen, and I know everybody. Oh no, Copenhagen aren't that bad. They beat
awful.
United.
They're awful.
They're not
Yeah,
good.
when I say they're
not
awful,
good. Did you watch those
they are
matches?
awful. Like, I'm saying
Manchester.
They're sorry to cut you off. They are so bad. If they in the Premier League, they're getting relegated. They're awful.
Yeah.
They're awful.
Yeah.
They're awful.
Well, it's one of the and I have to listen to Manchester City fans say, "Oh well, Arsenal got the luckiest straw." I'm like, you guys are playing the champions of Denmark. Like, let's relax.
Right.
Let's relax here. No, Hamza. Yeah, that was Hamza that I was watching. Big up Hamza every single time. But oh my days, liberties, bro. Absolutely
liberties. Talking about Copenhagen ain't easy. Man,
yeah, shake his mom to Shakira somewhere else. That's absolutely ridiculous.
She's single now.
Yeah, for anyone who was planning on shooting that shot at Shakira, that was just let you know she's single now.
Yeah.
Hey, get in her DMs, man. The worst you can do is ignore you.
Speaking of those DMs, people, shoot your shot.
Yeah,
man. You never know.
He was cheating on her.
That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing she can do is ignore you. Jump in the DMs.
Isn't PK? Yeah, PK cheated on her, and then like I don't mean to turn this into gossip section, but didn't he like cheat on her, and then he's like under some sort of criminal indictment for something? I don't even remember what it was. I might be getting mixed up.
You seen what happened on the Q&A yesterday? This is Sarcasm City TV. We always go to crazy places.
because you had Jez and Prime on there, so yeah, of course it's gonna turn.
Yeah. He was facts. Hey, Jez Prime, hold that, man, hold that. Yeah, you right. Spot on.
Prime, the biggest ITK in the world. Anyway.
Oh yeah, facts. 110% for real. That being said, though, we did mention Champions League. All the Super League news has came out as well. People have been asking in the chat to get opinions from both of you two on that. So we'll go with you, TJ. Thoughts on the Super League and the reports is coming back, and it would be to replace the Champions League. That's the aim of it anyway. Of course, this is all just not most of it's sheer speculation because we don't know all the details yet. But thoughts on what you've heard so far? You guys, them expanding it, 3 different divisions, etc. What's your thoughts?
A lot of people are. I really want to see how they're gonna run the qualification, like how they place teams. Obviously, they said it was gonna be 64 teams, right? So
yeah,
18 teams a division. So essentially, that's Champions, Europa, and
Conference League. Yeah.
Conference League. Yeah, sorry, thank you. Conference League, all sorted out right there. I like it. Like, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like it because, oh well, this is the money getting into football, and clubs aren't going to like it, fans aren't going to like it, and I know I have seen a lot of clubs have rejected it, but the end, guys, I'm sorry, the end of the UEFA Champions League as you know it is already here. Like the format is changing. They're expanding it next season.
That being said, I think they've stripped that back. Now they're not expanding it how they was going to do the Champions League.
Oh, they weren't? I thought they were.
They was planning to, but I did see something today stating that they are no longer going to. I don't know if that's because of the Super League. Let me know in the chat if that's true, but I did hear that. Yeah. But that could be more rumors. But carry on. Just wanted to say.
I'm going to need to look it up a little bit more. But here's the thing: is like, it's an eventuality, guys. Like we knew this 3 years ago when we were talking about, or 2 years ago when we were talking about this before. Money runs the show. Okay, they have enough money. Sorry, these owners are greedy. They got to own football clubs because they are greedy. You think the Cronkies are going to run away from this? The Glazers are going to run away from this? You think I'm even saying this. You think Daniel Levy, and I know Tottenham Hotspur rejected it outright, but you think that they don't put enough money on the table? That guy isn't going to take that cock and ball pause and freaking run them up. Run them all the way over to Real Madrid to play twice a season.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, give me a break. The away day revenue alone from different fan clubs coming in and out of the country. The one thing that I am really, really curious about is the qualification, because what we didn't like from the previous Super League was there was no relegation. They would maybe relegate 3 teams, but the central teams, the big 6 in in Europe, in England. Sorry, I'm all over the place. And
That's cool. I get what you're
top
saying.
two teams, and the top 2 teams in France and the top 2 teams in Spain, they were never going to get relegated. That's ridiculous. I think that introduction to like a top league, a mid league, and a lower league is huge. And I mean, I know this is going to be controversial, but I'm all for it. And you can introduce different teams from different countries at that point as well. It doesn't have to just be Europe.
Yeah.
So
like I said, I hear that.
and you know, Flawless, this just means more Middle Eastern money is going to come in. Saudi Arabian teams are going to be coming in. Like,
the Middle Eastern teams, man, come shout the content creators.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Spread
no,
that money
exactly.
Like, that's what
bro,
we need.
We got into the game. We got into the game at the perfect time. I mean, come on. The United States of America, not to completely go off topic. The United States of America is playing in the Copa America this year in the United States. Like, that's huge. That just means football is becoming less segregated in terms of region. It's globalized now, people. It's the world's game, and people are getting upset when it's all of a sudden, oh, we're having to play against the world, not just outside of Europe. Like, this is not a surprising thing, people. Yes, and I am zesty today, but let me go ahead and throw it over to Dow. That's why I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it.
With me, like I said, I just want to hear more, but I do like the fact in regards to the free leagues, the relegation and promotions, etc. And yeah, Warrior J mentioned it. UEFA plans to abandon the new format of the Champions League to stay with the current format. Yeah, just typical. Yeah, because this just came out today. Typical that they want to do this when there's news of the Super League. It's like, don't change the Champions League anyway. And to Warrior J, you asked me just quickly, I'm surprised United put out a statement. No. Because we are a PR machine, of course. You do it right on cue. Oh yeah, as soon as it came, Manchester United, no, Manchester United are not joining. We reject it all. All right, sure, because you lot really care about the fans. But yeah, same to you, Dow. Thoughts on the Super League?
To be honest, guys, I haven't read much articles about it, so I'm kind of learning more about it right now, listening to you guys. But I remember talking to them, bringing it up a few months ago, and for me, it kind of just takes the grassroots out of football, right? It takes the normal working man and his missus and his kid, down the lane, get a beer, get something to eat, and go watch the Arsenal. From what I remember, is that they were going to have the Super League of 32 teams, but they were going to play in places like Azerbaijan, Qatar.
Yeah,
this with the new one, they haven't said anything. They haven't said anything about that, though, in regards to where the games would be. They've not it's been very limited. The only new things we know is the 3 different divisions. There'll be promotion and relegation. That's pretty much it. They haven't said. TJ mentioned it. I've mentioned it in regards to how you qualify, who qualifies, etc. So it's really all up in the air. But go on, carry on.
Okay, but my big thing was like it removes grassroots football, right? It puts these powerhouse teams that are already powerhouse teams. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Just even more in a more powerful money grabbing position. It's like, leave it the way it is. I don't know what the fascination is to change everything. It's like there's nothing wrong with the Champions League the way it is. I know some countries don't, get included. Some European countries, I get that, but they don't have the market.
Yeah.
They don't have the market for a lot of for a big football club. And I just think that it centralizes power. It brings the owners in to have another plaything instead of being it more grassroots. That's my only real objection to it. But again, I'm going off information that I was told a year or so ago when they first proposed this stuff. And like I said, I haven't got into any articles that's talking about it now. So I'm kind of learning as you guys go. But I just don't like the idea. I mean, I'm not trying to totally go against TJ or say what he's wrong. I mean, if I read it and see it right, I'll probably end up, agreeing with most of what you're saying.
If you agree with me on every single thing, it's going to get real boring real quick.
Right. And I just think that it removes the grassroots element of it,
Yeah.
And that's my only big thing.
I know, and I think and I didn't read the statements, but I'm sure it's the big clubs getting out ahead of it to make sure that there's no like property damage down at the down at the stadium.
Right.
And they try to run through that again.
There's people that are going to protest, and where does it leave clubs like clubs that are really up and coming, like Villa? You could even maybe throw Wolves in there. Clubs that are really always mid-table.
That's it, though.
Trying to struggle to ever get up there, right?
That's my biggest question with it, though. That's my biggest question with it. kind of Villa, for example, let's say they finish top 3 in the Premier League, would they qualify for it? Like that's where if they say if you finish in such and such a place in the domestic league, you can qualify for it. I'm all for that. It's when if you can't, that's when I'm like, no. That's when I'm against it. So because it is not to replace the Premier League would still run as normal. It is to replace the Champions League.
Gotcha.
So
makes
I
would have to, like I said, I have to dive into it more and give you guys like a full answer of what it's all about. Like 3 divisions, that's all new news to me. I haven't read anything about that. But it does sound interesting. But again, I'm kind of like a purist. I just don't see like why something's not really broke. Why try and fix it if it's not broke?
Well, I mean, they probably thought that way back in the early 90s before they created the Premier League, and look where it's at now. It's the biggest, most watched league in the world, the world. And it's it's the most fun league to watch in the world. Well, one of them at least. I say that as a biased fan, right? But
MLS,
another after I went to an MLS game of like a couple of months ago, and I'm like, why am I here? But it's one of those things where I would be very, very curious. Again, the qualifications, and they're saying 2 phases, league and playoffs. Is that going to be like American playoffs? Is that going to be like the NBA?
That's where all the question mark comes. How does the playoffs work, etc., etc. Like there's so many questions. They just didn't reveal enough information for me to go, I'm on board, but I like what I hear enough to go, I'm open to hearing it. I'm open to hearing more.
Absolutely. And the biggest like non-starter for me last time, like I said, was just the lack of relegation, and now you're seeing that here. I mean, could you imagine a team like like Arsenal? I'll use Arsenal because we're awful in Europe, right? Say we put in a stinker in the Star League, where then all of a sudden we're relegated to gold or whatever the second tier is, and we're having to go up and play against like FC Zurich to try to get out of it. It's one of those things. Like you were talking about it on the Mended podcast earlier. Like, could you imagine a relegation match involving Arsenal or Man United?
Imagine thinking about Arsenal, Manchester United to avoid relegation to the second division. Tell me we ain't tuning into
serious?
that hype. That is something different, and we are watching that. Let's not mistake this.
We're
watching that year in year out.
We're watching what I believe.
El Clasico to see who gets promoted. You're watching that.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Because it's high. Not only is it 2 rivals, there's also high stakes at it, and we're acting like we don't like high stakes football. That's what the Champions League is sold as. As much as we're disappointed by like some of the like the current draw in regards to it not being exciting. Once it gets to quarters and semifinals, we're invested. We're there.
Exactly. And here's another thing that people aren't talking about enough. You get to see Arsenal play Barcelona twice a year. Real Madrid twice a year. You don't get that. Like, and I know, Dow. I know, like,
I'm purist. I know I'm making funny faces, but that I understand.
Like,
right?
It's huge. It's awesome.
Yeah, I know, but to me, it's like the way it is now. It's like to be in the Champions League. Not only you got to earn it, but then you have to earn almost to play those teams. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just think like it's such a marquee game. Like Boss was saying, Arsenal, Barcelona, Real Madrid versus Man United, Liverpool versus Barcelona. Those are just such. It's like you work to the Champions League to get to those games. You know what I mean? And now it's just like going over there. 2 games. Does it really matter, right? Then TJ, if we go there and we lose.
Oh, you're saying like the pageantry goes away.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's I guess my overreaching point is that the pageantry goes away, the drama, the expectation of knowing you got Barcelona and Madrid, in February in a Champions League draw. And it's like, let's just hop a plane. We're going to go play them next week. I mean, I get what you're saying. In Europe and looking at Europe compared to the U.S., right? It's so much more compact. It's so much closer. It's easier to get around, etc. Right? Going to Portugal to Spain is like nothing. Spain to France to England. It's like all in a day's travel practically. But it just again the grassroots, the grandparents that go to Emirates every day because they went to Highbury when they were kids. Those players, fans that can't afford to go to Barcelona, but they can't afford to go to Burnley, and they can't afford to go up to, Theater of Nightmares, and so, but they aren't going to be able to go to Madrid because those teams, let alone the Madrid crowd, run the Bernabeu, and I don't think there's much room for, they're going to have to restructure how they seat away fans. I mean, I just think that there's way more work than it's worth, and the pageantry just gets shit on.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, it depends on, because there's so many question marks surrounding it. That's why I like the initial idea, but let's see how it works. Because people say, "Oh, I get boring after a while," but you could say we don't say that about the Premier League, because we play the same teams year in year out in the Premier League.
Yeah, yeah.
Apart from like obviously you get the promotions, they're playing the same teams. How many times have we seen United, Arsenal? We spoke on this show, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Title after title is pretty freaking annoying.
We've been speaking about Liverpool, Arsenal. We see it year in, year out twice. So why would we get? I don't get why we get tired of it.
Teams, bro, from like the late 1800s that have been rivals for almost 200 years. Mm-hmm. So there's there's levels to this, right? If you're born a United fan, you sure as hell ain't going to go support City, and you sure ain't going to go support Liverpool. That's who you support. And I think when you just really open it up, you open up to fans who just have money to go to the games, and it leaves out the grassroots.
That's another thing they did say, though.
They're going to be outrageous, bro.
But that's another thing they said. They said they're going to look into cap the tickets at like £25 a game. And secondly, as well, they said they're going live. They said they're going to live stream the games for free. That's also what they said. I like those two things.
I'm way behind the information.
They live stream the games for free.
Don't worry about it. This is news. This all came out today.
This is all today.
This is all today. So you're not missing out on anything. But they said they was going to live stream the games, which I'm all for. I'm all for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's I think there's probably two different sides of the coin, right? Exactly. One's going to benefit the hardcore fans, and another side's going to benefit minted fans, and streaming it, great. That's fantastic. I think that's a very good way to reach out to those grassroots fans who can't fly to Madrid, two times in 3 months or whatever the timeline is. You know what I mean?
I'm all, like I said, I like the premise, but we'll find out more about it soon. But large up to go on, Dal. Go on.
I'm sorry, the premise sounds interesting.
That's what it is, because like I said, I was open to it initially, but with this, I'm like, okay, I'm just like, let's see more information. But you lot continue to run up the likes. Only at 42, he has up to 50 likes. We are going to close out before we get predictions from TJ and Dal as well. Link for TJ's channel is in the title, TJ Warren TV. Click the link, opens up a new tab. Go subscribe. Let's go get him up to 1,000 subscribers over on his channel. Obviously, you catch him here every Thursday. You catch Dal on his channel as well when they're doing the American Idiot Show on there. I've been on there, fortunate enough to have been on there. Lee Gunn has been on there. I'm sure you'll see more special guests over on there as well, without doubt. So make sure you subscribe to TJ Warren TV. Not only is the link in the title, it's also underneath in the description on this live stream and every other live stream on the channel, TJ's channel, and it's on the featured channel page. So you lot have ample ways to go and find it. You know what I'm saying? You have ample ways to find it. And to Eli says the live streaming will start free, but eventually start costing. I'm with that though. Even if it starts costing, if it's all in one place and it's not, because even the Champions League is like, that's not too shabby to it's all about price point. Well, it is all in one place, but it's all about like price point and what it is. Say that was in the same place as the Premier League, all of a sudden that makes more sense. But we'll see. We'll see with that. But yeah, we are gonna get predictions from both for TJ and Dal. We'll go to you, TJ. Liverpool Arsenal on the weekend.
My head is saying draw, but my heart is saying 2-1 Arsenal. Let's go. 2-1 Arsenal.
Oh, 2-1 Arsenal.
Don't wake up the library though. Don't wake up the library.
Okay. All right. Fast. What are you saying, Dal?
I'm saying 2-1. We nick it at the end. I think we just have a little more firepower than they've got up front. And I think their defense is sus. And I think we can get out of there with a 2-1 win.
2-1 win. Fast. Saying 2-1 win. All right. And you do play next week, Thursday, before our next schedule will show. Arsenal at home to West Ham, London derby. Obviously, there will be a watch along for that on the Twitch, people. I think that I'm going to double check if that is the one I've written down. TJ, floor is yours, though. Predictions.
West Ham at home.
Yeah. West Ham at home.
We should win that game, and we should be smart and looking to get revenge for going out of the cup. I'm telling you. I mean, I really do think the posture is gonna depend on how we come out of that Liverpool game, but I'm still gonna say 3-1 Arsenal at home. They'll probably nick one, but we're gonna be looking to get revenge against them. We are better than West Ham. Like
You are better than West Ham.
we are better. We're better than what we did than how we looked at the League Cup. But we move on.
Yep. Yes, Dal, same to you. Arsenal, West Ham.
West Ham at the Emirates. I'm thinking 4-0.
4-0.
Confident. All right. Let's go.
Space on the ball. He'll annihilate that back line.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
And like I said, Arsenal, West Ham, that is the same day. I was just checking the Spurs Brighton. So you'll get a double watch along on the Twitch, and then we'll do the show afterwards. People want to update the upcoming live stream schedule. So I had to double check that.
What do you got?
Oh, for Liverpool, Arsenal.
Yeah. You said draw early.
1-1. I think you beat West Ham. I think you win comfortably. I'd say 3-1 against West Ham. I think you beat them comfortably. But we'll see. With Liverpool, Arsenal, I want either to win. I want both to lose. So here we are. Like, that's what it is. I genuinely think it will be 1-1 though. Because there's a lot of variables going into the game. Like, can Liverpool pick it up after what they did against Manchester United with a disappointing result? How will Arsenal go there? Will they wake up, like you said, wake up the crowd like you did last season? Because it's much more than a big game, because it is you two currently near the top of the table going into the Christmas period. So it could be a big psychological blow. It is one of those games we might look back on and go, oh, that's where the title was won for one of these teams. Yeah. That's where the title was lost for one of these teams. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's my two predictions for those two games right there. Dal, been great having you on. Let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up, anything you want to add, all that good stuff.
Thank you so much for having me on the show for the first time. I'm sure it'll be one of many coming up, hopefully. Just like we'll have to do more on the American Idiots show for sure coming up. Big up to the chat. Big up TJ. Thanks for the invite, bro. This is fun. I like being on here. I see a lot of different names, different people, and I'm glad that we're all just in the big community that we're in. Shout out to Flawless again for having me on, and TJ. But yeah, you can find me at Oregon Goon on YouTube and IG at Infamous Dow. I don't put too much content out there, but I don't know, a little gaming stuff here or there. I'm not as good as you guys are at FIFA, so I like to watch and learn. But you come and challenge me in some Call of Duty, then we got a different story. But
yeah, there we go.
It's been fun. Yeah,
man, glad you did, man. Of course.
Great questions, man. Love it. Yeah, I love having to pick my brain for sure.
Well, man, it's only right. I was gonna get you on, like I said, American Idiot, so it makes sense, like, to have the actual show on here. 110%.
Dynamic duo.
Yeah, man, 100%. What are you saying, TJ? Anything you want to add?
No, I got a plug. First of all, Dal is one of the best Call of Duty players I've ever seen or played with. He's like pro level. He's really good. So yeah, tune into his stuff. Go and subscribe to Oregon Goon right now, people. It's A+ content, if nothing else. So yeah, he murks people. But yeah, TJ Warren TV, people, go over and subscribe. Oh, we got the Jacob. We got the United Waffler of America coming up.
Big up Jacob. I was legit gonna rate to him before because H did ask. I did put the message. I put the bat signal out for Pro Club, so you lot are probably gonna get a stream in like 15-20 minutes. We're not gonna go directly from here to there because I got some stuff to do. But like in 5-10 minutes, we'll be live on the Sarcasm of CTV Gaming YouTube channel. But yeah, go on, TJ.
Yeah. But big up. We got a huge show coming up tomorrow. Your best friend, Flawless, Hussam, is coming on the American Idiot show
that'd be good
to preview the Arsenal Liverpool match. That'll be 11 p.m. UK time, a little bit later than we do it. But Hussam is a busy man, and we got to get him on TJ Warren TV for the first time, and that's going to be absolute jokes. I don't think he has been on a show like me and Dal before.
Yeah, so, facts. Call him make sure you do the one thing for me. Call him a fraud from me. You know what I'm saying?
No, I will absolutely do. I'll give him your love every single time.
Yeah, man. Make sure let him know he's a fraud, and Onana turned up to his yard and kept a clean sheet. You know what I'm saying? Let him know that as well. With Jonathan Evans in front and McTominay in midfield as our captain and kept a clean sheet.
Johnny Evans.
Jonathan Evans.
Premier League champion. Yeah, so that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow, 11 p.m. UK time, people. So go over, subscribe to TJ Warren TV right now. And then obviously you will see some form of match reaction. It's going to be a little bit difficult because I am traveling this weekend, but you will always get the content, whether it's me and Connor, Dal and Connor, There will always be somebody there running the channel, helping me out. These guys these guys are their own separate content creators, but they are just as much of TJ Warren TV as I am. So big up Dal, big up Connor every single time. You can also catch me over on Staffy TV for the American Waffle Show. I believe we're moving that to Tuesday because which is like, it's almost turning into like an American Big Six, people. It's
that, man.
absolute jokes. It's absolutely hilarious. So yeah, go over to Staffy TV and subscribe over there. Me and those absolute jokers will be at each other's throats, on Tuesday after we get done with the Christmas festivities over here. So big up Flawless every single time. Thank you for having us. And yeah, let's do it.
You already know the vibe. So yeah, TJ Warren TV, again, the link's in the title. In regards to Sarcasm City TV, we'll be back today, people. Fan calling show, 5 p.m. because I'm not around tonight. Hey, big Mahdini, you know, with Hassam's man's got Hassam. Mahdini got the Hassam picture. That is crazy.
You fraud.
That is crazy. Man got that
absolute
Hassam
fraud.
picture. That is crazy. But big up to you. But yeah, as I was saying, so yeah, there will be a fan calling show, 5 p.m. UK time, people. And then Saturday, of course, you will get, unfortunately, watch along West Ham United versus Manchester United right here on the YouTube channel. And then following that over on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch, you will get the Liverpool versus Arsenal watch along. And then following that, we'll be back here 11:30 p.m. UK time for the Manchester United Chelsea Tottenham Hotspur show. So Man United, Ballers of the Bridge, talking at Tottenham Talk, obviously discussing United playing a game away at West Ham. Also, I believe Spurs are playing. I can't remember who they're playing, but I believe they're a 3 p.m. kickoff. Why am I acting like I can't just Google this and check this? Bear with me, people. 1 second.
Yeah.
No, that's next week. Yeah. They're playing Everton. They're playing Everton. So yeah, obviously we'll be discussing them playing at home to Everton. And then obviously looking ahead to Chelsea playing away at Wolves on Christmas Eve. I really need to get my Christmas stuff together. Jesus Christ. And then Sunday, facts, you know what I'm saying? I was looking at it like, damn. And then obviously the Sunday, like I just mentioned, the Wolves-Chelsea game, that'll be on the Twitch. And then that will be then followed by a Q&A. But all of those things are on the upcoming live stream schedule anyway. Everything I've just mentioned here on the YouTube, all on the Twitch. And on top of those things, don't forget, we are available on audio-only platforms. Audio, all the shows you hear on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, apart from watch alongs, are available on audio platforms or wherever you listen to music. So Spotify, make sure you follow us, 5-star us on there, Sarcasm City TV. All you iPhone users, iTunes, Apple Podcast, 5-star us on there. Leave us a review, 5-star us, iTunes, Apple Podcast. Leave us a review, like I said, 5-star us, SoundCloud as well. And make sure you get over to the gaming channel, because we are now 50 short of 500 subscribers. It might be less, but we were at 450 when we left, and we are going to be live over there in 10 minutes, live over on the channel. I literally just part of the bat signal, waiting for everyone to get on. H, let me know if you are indeed about as well. But love to everyone that's locked in. This is just going to redirect you to the West Ham versus Manchester United live stream. So all I need you lot to do is hit the like button on it, hit the notification bell. I don't believe anyone is live. Actually, let me know in the chat. I highly doubt it. Is there anyone live to raid, people? If there's not, I'm literally just going to send you lot there. And 2 more subscribers, man. Girls up to 50 subscribers. What are we doing? H, where you at as well? Because you did ask me earlier, but I don't know if you are asleep still.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody live right now.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone is live. But anyways, we're going to close out. This show will be back Thursday, as always. Manchester United, Arsenal show. And this has been the Man United podcast. We're going to talk from the Arsenal podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.